Hello, Bazoo. Welcome back to Nightreign. Last time we did Guardians, first Remembrance. And I was going to start this off with, alright, time for Duchesses. And I realized after Guardian is Ironeye, so... even better. But here, Chapter 1. Instructions sent from the Fellowship to the Ironeye. Ironeye, beloved child of the Fellowship, we have received word that the Batier, or from Batier, that you have fulfilled your duty. Your compensation is on its way. Remain at your present location. A new substantial task will soon be upon you, which will likely require journeying to the lands between. Details to follow. Your custodian is Alday. P.S. Please forget what I said the other day. It was pure balderdash, spoken in frustration. Chapter 2. Instructions sent from the Fellowship to the Ironeye. Ironeye, beloved child of the Fellowship, I am certain that you are aware of the destruction of the boarding house in Duskin Valley. Root out the traitor and retire him. You can pick up his trail in the lands between. Standard protocol applies. The Fellowship will not involve itself. Traveling expenses, intelligence, and allies must all be procured as you work. Ever your custodian, Isolde. Chapter 3. A report written by the Ironeye addressed to the Fellowship. Isolde, my custodian. I have no means to deliver this report, but here I shall record my progress. Following the traitor's trail has led me to the Round Table Hold. I made an ally who goes by the name of Priestess. There have been scant clues to find, but such is the way in this field of work. The work itself proceeds as usual. Ironeye. And then, finally, Chapter 4, Instructions sent from the Fellowship to the Ironeye. Ironeye, beloved child of the Fellowship, I believe that you are familiar with the monster. It is clear now that his guardian has been slain long ago. It seems to have happened when the boarding house was destroyed in the Tuscan Valley. There is a strong likelihood that the traitor to the Fellowship is indeed the monster. Take every precaution. He was raised by the Fellowship to be the centipedal scion he is after all. Your custodian is Alday. Centipedal scion. So that sounds like a grafted scion. So is that what I'm gonna have to take on? And I've learned. I've learned since the previous two. You don't go into an expedition, you read the book. Talk to the priestess. Ooh, that one's new. While they're in Guardian, it was talk to the Iron Menial. Oh boy. Uh-huh. No, it is this way. Here. Oh, this is a new location.
Oh, there you are. Now, about the traitor from your fellowship. Let us talk. Then you're good and ready.
About the Fellowship, about the traitor, or talk?
The Fellowship. That's the name of the mercenary outfit you belong to, is it not? You travel around the world, settling conflicts through clandestine acts. Masters of assassination. As unsettling as your talents might seem to an outsider. In service to our cause, they are reassuring indeed. Then you're good and ready. The traitor you're after. It seems I too am involved in all of this. One of those summoned to the Round Table is said to have abandoned their duties. Or so the voice has intimated. I was thinking of telling the others, but then you arrived. As if you had appeared to help me pursue the matter. The traitors of the Round Table and the Fellowship appeared to be one and the same. Let's you and I get to the bottom of this. Then you're good.
Accept task.
I need you to eliminate a band of condemned. these condemned valiantly faced down the night, but ultimately failed and surrendered to the darkness. They are, in fact, us. Worse still, they multiply through their marriage to the night, spreading from one world to the next. We must stop them before it's too late.
Us?
Ah, yes. As you may have surmised, versions of you from other worlds are found among their number, and we might just learn something from them. Best of luck.
Personal objective added. Okay, so I've seen that before in other matches where there's like corrupted versions of the playable characters. Defeat the other Ironeye who's appeared in a cataclysm in Limbo. The other Ironeye, the ones that I've seen have been full teams. But up to this point, I've been fighting Gladius and Adele. But I thought for this one, I might go with Sentient Pest. Just knock out 2 in 1, because I want to start making more progress. And yeah, HP restoration upon bow attacks, and starting armament inflicts poison. And then ultimate art gauge +2. I just thought that I do have a second character, and on the second character I actually got starting armament inflicts frost, and that's even better. But I like sticking with poison because Adele is weak to poison. So yeah, there's that. And as I've mentioned before, I have 2 different characters. One for, like, coordinated teams, and then this one for solo and recording. And, alright, I have Darkness and Dawn. Okay. So it's my other character, then. On my coordinated group character, I've just been absolutely grinding, and I got a ton of merc just to buy a bunch of Dawn and Darkness skins. It was pretty cool. And also, the weird thing that happens with my controller, where I would like randomly stop running and I would just like zoop off to the left like this, that kept happening, and it got progressively worse and worse and worse, to the point where like even unplugging and replugging my controller didn't work. And it got to the point where I had to use the right side of my controller, like for looking and attacking, and then I had to use WASD for the keyboard. So I was using half keyboard, half controller. And that one person went over to Ironeye. I'm sorry. I would let them have Ironeye because I play like half the roster. But doing a mission right now. He's on Ironeye anyways. But like it got so bad that I literally could not use the left side of my controller, like the left analog stick. And so at one point I got a few free seconds and I just started beating my controller. And it's the first time I've ever done that, but something told me it would work, and it did. I didn't have a single issue for the rest of the session. And the session went on for another like 5 hours. I'm gonna mark that just so the team knows it's there, but I'm not going straight for it. But I was about to say, something that I've noticed is when I'm in the round table hold, things work perfectly fine. I can walk normally, but once I actually get into an expedition, I can't move normally anymore. And this isn't that same session. This is my first game in the next session. But it seems like I can move fine. So, the moral of the story is that domestically abusing your controller works, apparently. That is not a good lesson to take away, but it is the lesson that has been taken. And who am I to argue with the results? That was a lot of damage. And just like that, he goes down. He's gonna kill this enemy so we can grab this without worrying. Grab this just so we have a melee option, I suppose. Since this is on the other side of the map, I feel like it'd be good to go towards that at the beginning of day 2. Okay. And something I've mentioned before, and I think it's important to say it again, is I am both capable and willing to take charge, but I always give my team a chance to take charge first, partially because I don't like leading that much, and partially because some people do like leading. We're just gonna shoot and we make our way towards him, then we're gonna hit him with the mark so he takes extra damage, and he's dead. I did not keep, I'm gonna drop that. And yeah, magic, which isn't the best. However, Nagakiba is a good weapon. Like, good dexterity weapon, good range, bleed build-up. Oh, there it is. The big side. I hear one of the scarab things. Oh, boss. Yeah. That little marker. This is not a good idea. This would be a good day 2 boss, but yeah, we're just not doing a lot of damage. I was about to say, they were probably going to do a lot of damage to us. Yep. Notice how from full health, at least I'm assuming from full health at least, but one hit and he killed both of them. And it's like, sure, with one bar, that's not bad to get them back up. But 2 or 3 bars, and that's not going to be a good time. But I'm somewhat of a survivalist, I generally focus on staying alive in video games. That's where I try to keep my focus, at least somewhat. I tend to be a bit more defensive, a bit more passive. And we can drop this. She is once again poisoned. I dodged too early, but that was very good timing on its own. And yeah, Ironeye, together with Bow, is very good at reviving people. Ooh, both of these are very good. However, I'm going to pick this up, and I'm actually going to drop it, because I already have a poison bow. But Eleanor's pole blade would probably be very appreciated by the Duchess. And that's where I try to keep my focus. Is unless I know something is going to be pretty useful to me, I tend to focus on what my team would want instead. And poison, we can hit him with a marker again. I can drop that, mark it, and grab the smithing stone too. They looked at that. I'm gonna take charge just a little bit here, because it'd be better to go out of this exit and grab this church. That's something else that I tend to do a decent bit, is I'll let other people lead, but then I'll occasionally step in and do a quick, hey team, over here. And I feel like that's a really good strategy. Because when I do ping, if people are fast to catch on, at least. But as long as people are fast to catch on, they'll notice that whenever I do ping or throw down like a personal marker on the ground, it's always important. And usually either a fast exit, a quick boss, pick that up because it's a dagger, and Duchess is the dagger character. Probably won't care about it too much, but it was the best thing there, because nothing there was good for me. And if there's nothing good for me, I focus on the team. But yeah, once I have my little say of like, hey, over here there's a church, then I go back to letting the team lead. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over here. I'm going to buy one of these. Double upgrade Ironeye's bow. So that way I'm doing more damage. Do that. And I'm fine with that, actually. Thankfully that didn't get me. Extra stamina recovery speed, yes please. Right, and now we need to go. But we killed one. We got another one at least partially dead, so that'll make day 2 easier. And I can hit this side of Grace to get my health and flask back up. And also get a level. If we're fast and everyone commits to it, we may have enough time to do this. They're up there at the very end. Through that door. Now we can focus on just stunning that one. Now we can mark them. Stamina recovery speed. There's a beetle somewhere around here. I see him. I'm actually gonna grab it and run off. And so we don't die. And I will drop it for the Duchess. Because it'll be most useful for the Duchess. Not like how I'm getting shot by all these little skeleton things. Ironeye picked it up. That's fine. I feel like it would have been better for the Duchess, but as long as the teammate got it. Tibia Mariner. Okay, I'm going to do this. Couldn't get him in time. Alright, so the entire group of smaller skeletons share a health bar. At least that's what it looks like to me. And then there's the main Tibia Mariner. And I'm going to focus on the main Tibia Mariner. Because in order to properly take out the skeletons, you need to kill them, and then you need to hit them while they're down before they revive. And if you don't hit them while they're down, then they come back to full health. But the thing is, it's kind of hard to aim at them. You can see those who live in death, their health just keeps coming back up. Mark them. And yeah, I've gotten pretty good at Ironeye. Something I've noticed is when I like play and talk at the same time, I get significantly worse because focusing on talking and playing at the same time is very difficult. It requires so much more brain power, and it's given me very much a new perspective on like Let's Play YouTubers, because this is difficult. Focusing on playing well, focusing on the decisions that you need to make, and focusing on talking. Not an easy task to keep all of that in mind at the same time. But anyways, dark cloud. We can heal. And I'm gonna go for that because it's at the very edge of the map. Meaning it's gonna be one of the first things that gets swallowed up. And it's a personal objective. And something I've noticed is I don't think you can see personal objectives for other players. So like if someone else had a personal objective, I can't see it marked on the map like this, and they can't see that I have a personal objective. So to them, it looks like I just placed some random marker all the way on the other side of the map, and I'm beelining off to nowhere like a crazy person. But that's why when people place random markers, I tend to take note of it, because I go, okay, they have a personal objective there, and I can't see it, so I have to keep that in my mind. Green. Green is the Duchess. Okay, so the Duchess is sticking with me. I appreciate that. That's something else I take note of as well, is who sticks with me. Because if someone sticks with me, I want to repay that by sticking with them. Whoa, you're not dead. Let's take them out. And I'm gonna go. Because I just hit that since it was on the way. But again, this is at the very edge of the map. Meaning it's going to be one of the first if not the first thing to get swallowed up by the rain. Meaning, I've got to be fast. In and out as soon as possible. I know there's a perfumer there, but that's more inland, so we can hit that whenever. Oh, I think this is at the bottom, actually. Yeah. And yeah, I have seen this before. Night Huntsman. Ow. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. They demolished him. Jesus. We got Trader's Letter. That is not meant to do. Not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Okay. So we got that. And since they helped me with my personal objective, I'm willing to follow them through whatever they want to do. And then we can take that pin off. Yeah, I was about to say, I know I just said that I'll follow them through whatever, but we're kind of close to a church, and I'd rather go for that first. Like, I know how to surge sprint. Let's focus on this guy, because these high pages are extremely dangerous. They shoot 3 explosive bolts. Increased rune acquisition by 10%. Yes, please. Alright, we can either climb up or we can jump up. And jumping up is faster. So that's precisely what I'm gonna do. Oh, dude, that wasn't faster, that was way faster. Gold pickled foul foot. Ping that just in case Duchess wants it. Yeah. Because I tend to pop those for the nighttime bosses. Like night 1 and night 2 bosses. But because we already killed the night 1 boss, there's just 1 more to go. And you can't pop 2 for double the value. Like, it doesn't stack, it just renews. Right. Before heading into there, I'm going to head over here very, very quickly. Just to get my flask back. And
there is no escape for thee, little pillager, bent on sacking the lands of gold.
That was a very unfortunate time. Thankfully, this is a W team. This is an absolute W team. They have my back. horribly mistimed that roll.
The shadow of the fell
W.
omen shall not wane.
Good to see, good to see. Power gained, newly found sites of grace raise attack power. Okay. In case you don't know, you can actually die to him, and if you die to him, he will despawn. However, instead of getting that buff, which I don't think that buff is that good actually, but instead of getting that buff, you'll get a debuff that makes you take more damage. I'm gonna drop that for the Duchess. Once we get a moment. X marks the spot on him. Yeah, I noticed that he went down. But we were kind of in the middle of that fight. But he's still probably going to want to run in and grab his runes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire until they poisoned. Then I'm gonna drop that. Fire until the acid breaks. Then mark him again. Like I said, I've gotten pretty decent at Ironeye. He's my main character. Though I do play multiple. Like I also play Wilder. I play Duchess. I play a bit of Recluse. I play a tiny little bit of Revenant. Barely anything at all. But Dragon Crest Shield Talisman, yes please. I love physical damage negation. I was gonna let him pick it up, but he didn't make a move for it, so... Yeah, that's something you'll notice a lot as I play through the game, is... I tend to focus on giving things to my teammates rather than taking things for myself. Especially when I've got good teammates like this. I want to reward... Unfortunate. But I want to reward their loyalty. I see Duchess making marks, so she wants us to run. And that is understandable. More so because of the rain of fire than the actual boss itself. Because the only bosses up there that I run from are Deathrite Birds and Loretta if we're not doing enough damage. Everything else, I'm willing to fight as long as we have the time to do it. But I've maintained that you should head into Night 1 at level 7 and Night 2 at level 10 to 12. But, you know, 11 is the middle of that. It's over here. And we were either level 7 or 8 heading into Night 1, and we're level 12 here heading into Night 2. Meaning we're at where we need to be. What? Oh. It's a silver tier. I was gonna say, what the heck is that? I've never seen that before in my life. Kind of like a gloop monster. If I had to guess, I'd say it's the little spike things. The ones that you see throughout the entire series, where it's just kind of like a blob of gloop on the ground. Typically found in like poison sections. Like the depths in Dark Souls 1, at the feet of the giants in the Cathedral of the Deep of Dark Souls 3. You know, those things. But then it kind of solidified. Quote unquote solidified. Into that. Okay. I've never seen them before, pre-boss, so... Oh. Understood. These things can be poisoned, right? I feel like... Yep. I was gonna say, in Elden Ring, they're probably immune, but in this game, they're probably susceptible because there's very few immunities in Nightreign. Oh. Yeah, I love the character skill, that thing, because not only does it mark any enemies that it hits, making them take more damage, but it's also just an incredible dodge. Good time to talk about how good the dodging is. Yeah, that tends to be like my go-to dodge for big attacks. Because it goes so far, so quickly. Like, look at that. And if you know the timing and the movement, then you can pretty easily mark the boss while also dodging them. And putting distance between you and the boss. It's great. Evasive maneuvers, strikes surrounding with lightning. I don't know how useful it'll be against this third thing. Oh my god, I just realized I didn't even look at the name. Or the description. Oh, brother. Steadily restores HP for a time. I always get that, if I can. Because it's like a better personal warming stone, because it's not based on position. Let's see. I'll drop it once we get into the, like, through the door. and you can skip these, and it requires everyone to skip, so... If you have someone who doesn't want to skip, there's no worry about that. Cool. Oh. It's flying. There's a second one that doesn't fly. Okay, so... I'll go after the flying one, because I'm a ranged character, and Duchess can go after the ground-based one, because she's a melee character. I think that sounds fair. My evasive maneuvers producing lightning will surely be very useful here. And my character skill hitting enemies will surely be very useful here. Noster, Wisdom of Night. Oh, no, poison. Ooh, that's pretty though. Not the boss itself, this powdery cloud stuff. Alright, so Surge Sprint is how you deal with that. Good to know. I'm keeping my ult, just in case someone dies. Whoa. Oh, I thought they were coming down to say hi, to give me a hug, and I was gonna smack them. Oh, I'm assuming they do that because if you go in with 3 melee characters, it's like, how would you possibly win? Unless the melee thing that is way over there with Duchess also contributes to the health bar and contributes to the entire health bar. I wonder how that works, actually. Is the ground-based thing part of the health bar and they share one health bar? And you can just fully focus on one? Critical hit, nice. But it did a thing of like, they share a health bar, but they're both half the health bar, so if you just focus on one, they'll die at half health. Or is that just like an enemy? Is that an orbital laser beam? Do we have medieval fantasy orbital lasers? Is that what we're doing here? Because that kind of looks like what we're doing here. I'm not talking as much because I'm just trying to absorb information. Because there's a lot going on here. I would say out of the 3 that I fought so far are Gladius, Adele, and Noster. This is my favorite of the 3 visually. Ow. I don't know if they're going to be my favorite of the 3 to fight. Because I like fighting Gladius. I actually... The red circle's on me, so they're focusing on me. But I didn't no-hit Gladius. But I got pretty close to it. I tried to ult. Because you're invincible during your ult. This is a close one. I'm gonna try moving over towards the other Ironeye. Yeah, so that way she can hit both of us. Ooh. I don't think we're gonna win this one. But it is a major boss. It'd be a bit unfair to expect to win first try. But still. W team, they were both really good. I was very happy with them. We got Trader's a letter, an invitation from the trader. But just based on that first experience, out of the 3 that I fought, the first 3, they're my favorite visually, but I don't think they'll be my favorite to fight. Once I learn them, I'll probably like them more than Adele. But I'll still probably like Gladius more, because I nearly no-hit Gladius yesterday. I did take 2 hits, so it wasn't perfect, but I got close, and it was so satisfying to dodge so many attacks. And I mean, I was very aggressive too, just bobbing and weaving. It felt so satisfying.
I commend your efforts. Please, accept this token of thanks. Now then, have you any news to report?
In case you didn't see, we got 350 merc. But show her the trader's letter.
I didn't think he would make the first move. We should bide our time for now.
Remembrance completed. And then we can conclude that remembrance. Ironeye's journal is updated by the recovered memory fragment. Ooh, we got Ironeye's chalice and the cracked ceiling wax. So let's read this. We stopped at 4, so now chapter 5. A report written by the Ironeye, addressed to the Fellowship. Isolde, my custodian. I have picked up the trail of the traitor, the monster. He is a brother of the Fellowship. The battle is sure to be drawn out, but I shall prevail. I will send a report once the deed is done. Ironeye. P.S. I found a sealed missive amongst my efforts. In accordance with protocol, I shall open it, unless advised otherwise, Master. But so the thing we got is Ironeye extends duration of weak point and critical hits earn runes. That's not as good as the ones I have. We can keep that for Revenant. We can sell that. We can sell that. Okay, that's what I do. Every, like, 1 to 3 expeditions, I'll go into sell and I'll just look at these. And then it was a green that I got. And then here we have starting armament inflicts blood loss and dexterity +2. So we can have that, or strengthens family and allies when ultimate is active, and mind +2. Dragon cult incantations I don't really care about. But here, okay, we got a third thing. Yeah, I figured there was going to be more than 2. If I had to guess, I would say there's probably going to be either 3, because 3 is the magic number, 4, because based on the size and spacing, you can fit 4 without scrolling down, 5, because 5 is the other magic number. Those are my guesses. What is this? Alright, so for this, all of the non-greens are darkened out. For this, all the non-reds are darkened out. This, nothing is darkened out. So I'm assuming that this, I don't know what color you would call that. I think brown? I think brown is the most accurate description of that. But I'm assuming that means that you can go with anything. We have a red, green, and an anything. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so we have starting armament inflicts frost. Character skill down plus 2. Call me crazy. Starting armament inflicts frost. HP restoration on bow attacks. And then here, dexterity plus 3 is a good one. Physical attack up is also pretty decent. Stamina recovers with each successful hit. That's another good one. Alright, we can't do frost and poison. Good to know, good to know. But I think this is better. Frost, plus 2 will lower cooldown. HP restoration upon bow attacks. And dexterity plus 3. My Ironeye build, we're only on the 3rd guy, and it's filthy. I love it. But I think we can end it here. We continued on Ironeye's quest. We saw Sentient Pest. Next time we can do Duchess's stuff and also actually read the description of Sentient Pest. For now, Ironeye's really fun. Got a great thing off of them. Wherever we may find that. But, yeah.